All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to hit on a very overlooked cryptocurrency. It is called Trustswap. Now, let's go over what Trustswap. So, what is Trustswap? Well, Trustswap is looking to change the game on the way protocols are launching, as well as how crypto payments are made. So, instead of being able to, or not being able to, but instead of crypto payments being made like, hey, I authorize this charge, etc., this is allowing for a subscription payment. So, this is the reason why this came about. So this is directly from Jeff. He is the CEO of the company. So basically what happened was a venture capital firm wanted to invest $50,000 into his project. And Jeff was like, well, how do I know you aren't just going to, as soon as the project launches, just sell all the tokens and just pump and dump it? Well, the guy looking to make the investment said, okay, well, we can hire a lawyer and he'll be able to say, okay, look, it won't fully, he'll sign contracts. He won't allow the full stake to go through. He'll hold his tokens for a certain amount of time. And he's going to charge a 5 to 10% fee. So Jeff was like, that's baloney. That's crazy. It's super simple to do. We can just make a set of smart contracts. Hence how Trustswap came about. So this is a huge industry. So I mean, you have fitness centers, you have subscriptions for like internet-based services for VPNs, or subscriptions for Netflix, Amazon. This will allow subscription services to be able to accept Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies before they're like, oh, well, we can't accept it because it's not, you can't set up a subscription base. Well, no, now there's an option, and Trustswap enabled it. And on top of that, this allows investors to be able to invest in projects that launch on Trustswap, which they're trying to coin the term Tcos, which is Trustswap coin offerings, and which is huge. I mean, they're all about finding the niche in the market, and this is their niche. Is they're finding that, look, a lot of people are finding launches are sketchy, or finding good launch programs like DDIM, Starter. We did some videos on those if you guys want to watch them. Those are some pretty good launch programs. It's not financial advice, guys. This is just some of the launch projects that came off those programs, and they were doing pretty good. I mean, one of them 147x from the launch. But basically what they're enabling is a time-lapse sale, or a time-lapse release of the token. So let's watch a video real quick.
Trustswap is a decentralized finance ecosystem designed to help people and organizations exchange cryptocurrency and digital assets securely and reliably. The idea for Trustswap began when an investor wanted to exchange a large amount of Ethereum for tokens in a project. Both the project founder and the investor wanted to make sure they'd get what they were promised, and the project founder only wanted to slowly release the tokens 10% per month to the investor. They realized the only way to do this, where both sides would be fully confident, was to involve a middleman who would take 5 to 10% of the fees. But when you're moving large amounts of money, that adds up. The founder thought if there was software that could remove the middleman between venture capital and startups, it would be a multi-billion-dollar product. And from that realization, Trustswap was born. Since then, the list of utilities and use cases for Trustswap's smart locks and smart swaps has continued to grow. It quickly became apparent that Trustswap had the potential to catalyze an entirely new business model in DeFi by offering these smart contracts as a service. Let's take a look at a few use cases. Crypto subscriptions. Trustswap allows you to bill and pay for goods and services in monthly or weekly payments. Instant will execution. When someone passes away, their partner or lawyer can enter the password and the funds will be sent out to all the right places in all the right amounts. A new way for crypto businesses to raise capital, which is split into 3 parts. A. Trustswap allows teams to lock up their tokens to slow release over a period of time, giving investors confidence. B. With Trustswap, the tokens returned to the investor can be slow released over time, ensuring that there's no big sell event and that all investors stay involved for the long-term vision. C. Using smart locks. Funds raised will only be released to the team when they hit certain benchmarks, like development goals, giving investors a sense of security and confidence that the team will deliver on their promises. Everything mentioned so far is only the tip of the iceberg of what Trustswap's smart swaps and smart locks can do. Trustswap will also be able to integrate with any cryptocurrency on any blockchain and offer wrapping as a service, allowing any token to be wrapped and used on the Ethereum network. So, how does the swap token fit in? 80% of all transaction fees paid in swap go directly to stakers of the swap token. 10% of the fees burn, reducing the supply. And the remaining 10% goes to the foundation, where people can submit proposals to build new applications in the Trustswap ecosystem. This foundation will be community governed. A proposal is accepted when the majority of swap token holders vote to approve it, making swap a governance token for a decentralized community governed ecosystem. Trustswap is solving multi-billion-dollar gaps in how the world does finance. Join the ecosystem and get involved.
So one of my favorite parts about this is the feature that allows it to be released only if the project completes some of the different protocols or the different stages that it allowed on its roadmap. Now that's a game changer, because this gets rid of all those rug pulls. Obviously, yes, there still may be some rug pulls, but they aren't going to get the money they wanted. I mean, they may just go out because, well, the rug pull will get shown and the investors get their money back and boom, done. That's it. They'll discourage rug pulls. It's crazy. So they're changing the game. They're also creating crypto subscriptions, escrow services. We already talked about the TCOs. So guys, they have so many different people behind them, so many different people working with them. If you guys want to see the team, here's the team. They have Jeff, really smart guy. They have, I'm not going to say his name because I'm going to fudge it so bad. They got Adam, Joaquin, they got Bradley. Guys, Jeff, he's huge, not huge, but pretty big in social media. He's got like 1.6 million followers. He's got his own cryptocurrency company on Facebook, and it's one of the largest. Then you got Box Mining, Michael, and Ivan on Tech. two guys pretty big on YouTube, really smart guys, and they're behind and helping him and guiding him in this. So really good programmers and helping with this. So they definitely know what they're doing. And then Mavius Ledford, the guy who was the CTO on CoinMarketCap, he's also helping out. So they got a good team behind this, and they definitely picked the right people to make in the project. So this is a ERC20 program or platform. You can participate in this through the staking on Trustswap, and you'll get a percentage of the reward. So we already talked, well, you heard in the video, 80% of all the Trustswap fees paid in swap will be distributed as staking rewards. 10% will go to the DA. The DAO is to make the project better, spend money on marketing, bring more people to the platform, and when more people come to the platform, they bring more people, etc. And obviously with this 10% burn, well, that means this is a de-inflationary token, and there is a limited supply. So the tokenomics on there, the max supply is 100 million, and it is going to be decreasing 10% of the fees every single time a transaction is made. Now you guys are like, okay, well, when am I going to be spending these tokens? When will I use them? Well, this is how the tokens are going to be spent. So you can use Ethereum or you can use Trustswap tokens. And here's the fee schedule for them. So it can be 5% of the lock value for Ethereum, 1% or 5%, same thing for the smart subscription, 1% of the smart swap, 1% or 5%, 0.5% of the smart launch, 0.5% smart wrap. So what smart wrap means is like wrapping tokens and turning them into like ERC20 tokens, or like taking Bitcoin and wrapping it. That way it can interact with the Ethereum ecosystem. And if it's paid in swap, it's cheaper. So guys, this is also a game changer too, because these fees are crazy low. Like payment processors, for example, for even like a subscription, just like with something with Stripe or Square, a good price is 2.7%. And that's a really good price. So, I mean, it's like, wow, 0.5 in ETH or 0.25 in swap. It's a decentralized network. And it's like, well, I'll definitely take that. And as more people come, it's definitely going to grow. I mean, with a $50 million market cap, that's peanuts. I mean, if you look at Square and Stripe, well, not Stripe, but Square and PayPal, they're at least 250 billion in market cap. So I can see this easily going to a billion, at least $1 billion market cap. Not financial advice, just my opinion. I see it has a lot of growth. Here's the value proposition of the Trustswap or using the tokens or even their dashboard. It's easy to use. So you want to make a project that people are using that doesn't look like a blockchain, runs on a blockchain, but it's easy to use. So when people find something that's clunky, hard to use, hard to do, people get nervous and are like, oh, I don't want this, and just move on to the next. Our attention spans are as short as can be. Hence why Amazon's checkout carts are so simple, or different checkout carts on different websites. Just click of a button, boom, done. It's easy. It's easy to do. Apple Pay, tap on the reader, done. Credit card, swipe your credit card. It's not like you swipe your credit card, call in, press 4 numbers, and make sure you hold your card in a certain position for 2 seconds. And no, it's not like that. It's easy. It's just slip, swipe, done, bye. Immediately applicable tools. So the Trustswap is live and you are able to make swaps and reoccurring payments. So it's really cool. It gets rid of the middleman. Guys, everyone knows the services that are getting rid of the middleman are taking off. Here's a good example of getting rid of the middleman is Zillow. Zillow's getting rid of real estate agents. It's just how it's working. So the problems it's solving is high escrow fees. The smart swap is making it easier to swap, cheaper to swap, and for good launches. So instead of just having unreliable launches and people are just doing rug pulls, well, no, it's not going to work like that. It's a smart contract. So if they don't perform, the investors don't pay. But if they perform, the investors pay, and the investors can't just dump it on the market. It gets rid of the costly agreements and subscription services. And we already talked about the smart swap. It also gives credibility to projects, just like PokeStarter. People say, hey, project's launching on PokeStarter, or this project's launching on PokeStarter tomorrow. Everyone buys in. Everyone gets in before other people can even know about it. It's crazy. They don't even have to market about it. It markets itself. People go to the website like, I want to get in. I want to get in. This is 47x, 57x, 67x. It's crazy. Read about the smart lock. You guys can go into their white paper. The smart lock is basically what we're explaining, where it's a token release. Like if you want it to set for 10% a year or after a certain milestone, you can make it to where it's customizable. It's a smart contract. So for example, if you want to do it where Johnny makes the crypto project mainnet, then we'll pay him $10 or something like that. Obviously, that's not the use case, but so on. You understand. So here's the total value locked in DeFi. It's way past over the 3 billion market. It's just going crazy, guys. It's almost parabolic. I mean, the narrative right now is just DeFi, 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 everything DeFi. So DeFi is just trending right now, and this is definitely going to help with launching the DeFi protocols and any other projects, period. I mean, the main ones are going to be the DeFi because, well, the investors can participate, and that's what they're looking to work on, is getting rid of the middleman, hence why it's called DeFi, decentralized finance. So here's a list of the important DeFi projects that are on here, guys. These are some big names. I mean, you got Uniswap, 0x, MetaMask, you got Stellar, Nuo, Celsius, BlockFi, Next. Guys, there's so many on here, and these guys are going to be helping out launching projects similar to this. There's so many different projects that need a good launch. So here's an example of how the rewards will be released, like a smart contract. You can have a smart contract that has a total of 10 million, and basically this is how it can be released. You guys can see an example of it. Here's an example of the industry that Trustswap is looking to hit. Well, that's all it's hitting. It could hit potentially, instead of just it says 4 billion, but it's 2 billion. Instead of just 2 billion in DeFi, it can actually hit 72 billion. That's just in crypto. So obviously, as crypto gets larger, then it can hit even more and more. And it's just a small. It's only what 100, or no, not even. It's like a $50 million market cap. So it's got a lot of room to grow. And on top of that, it had an all-time high of like a buck 50. No, buck 65. So it still has room to grow from it. So here's about the total supply. We already talked about this. It will never increase. It is a de-inflationary token. So guys, I recommend taking a look at this project. Not financial advice, just my opinion on the project. I love this crypto subscription model and the escrow service. It'll help big time in the coin launches and the offerings. So we'll leave you guys with this video.
In July of this year, using social engineering, a hacker broke into the Twitter accounts of several high-profile people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Barack Obama, and Kim Kardashian. Millions of people were exposed to the tweets, and unfortunately, within minutes of the tweets being sent out, $110,000 worth of Bitcoin was transferred to the scammer's account. Within 2 weeks, 3 people were arrested in connection to the hack. Well, why would anyone send money to these tweets promising to double your Bitcoin? One aspect is definitely greed, but the other aspect is trust. You wouldn't send your Bitcoin to just anyone. You want to send it to someone you know. This Bitcoin scam is one of the oldest in the book, but it works because some people really believe the scammer is the person they're pretending to be. So what can blockchain do to help actually increase trust and stop these scams in the first place? What technology can help increase trust in the blockchain system by actually getting rid of the idea of trust altogether? Maybe a company called Trustswap has the answer. Trustswap is an ERC20 token that wants to revolutionize how financial transactions are made in the real world. They want to cut out the middlemen, law firms and banks. They want to reduce fees and make it easy enough so that anyone can do so using blockchain technology. They even want regular investors like you to make some money with Trustswap swap tokens by staking. But before we explain Trustswap further, we need to understand the fundamentals of trust when it comes to financial transactions and how blockchain is involved as a whole. Imagine this: you write a check to your friend for $100 payback for those Coachella tickets. Your friend goes to deposit that check at a bank and he gets your $100. The intermediary that you both trust in this case is the bank. Blockchain is no different. You send $100 worth of Bitcoin, the BTC goes through the Bitcoin consensus algorithm and is delivered to your friend. In both cases, with the bank and Bitcoin, you trust that the system will deliver funds to your friend. But what about in other situations where you need trust? Things like buying a house, setting up companies, making big investments, or even wills in case you pass away. To execute these things, you'll need old ways of doing things like escrow and lawyers. It's people-controlled institutions that monitor certain events and enforce pieces of papers called contracts. So how can blockchain technology help us move away from the old way of doing things and get rid of these middlemen? By using smart contracts that execute under certain conditions based on an event or time. In its simplest form, a smart contract is a basic computer that lives on the blockchain. It monitors the blockchain for an event, or it executes its function based on a future date. You can either think of a smart contract like a simple candy machine. You put some money in and the machine automatically spits out a gumball, or like a microwave. You punch in a time and a few minutes later, your spicy burrito is ready. A smart contract executes based on an event, or time. How can this help with real-world scenarios? Well, let's see. In 2017, ICO scams were rampant. For those that don't know, ICO stands for Initial Coin Offering, and they're similar to initial public offerings with stocks. However, ICOs don't have the same level of scrutiny or standards that IPOs have by the SEC, at least not yet. With a typical ICO scam, they do a pump and dump, where people are sucked into buying a useless token that in an instant loses value in the first week of the token being released. There are even legitimate ICOs where the token creators sold a huge portion of the tokens ahead of the public sale, and those initial investors dumped the tokens on unsuspecting public buyers. So what can the blockchain do? The creators of Trustswap want to mitigate the risk of ICOs by allowing token creators to use a smart launch contract. Let's say a token issuer wants to sell 20% of the token pool ahead of the public sale. The issuer wants to make sure the initial investors don't sell all their tokens as soon as the project goes public, so the smart launch contract releases the tokens to the initial investors on a regular basis. At regular set intervals, it can be something like every 3 months. It's all done through trustless open source smart contracts running on the blockchain. This satisfies both parties, as initial buyers are guaranteed their tokens will be released over time, and public buyers are guaranteed that the token won't get dumped on. Token locks can also apply to project team members to make sure they don't go dumping their tokens on public release. Lastly, Smart Launch will also empower the investor with event-based payments, meaning if the team fails to deliver project milestones, investors get their money back. Another important factor about using smart contracts with Trustswap is fees. Let's say you're doing a $100,000 token sale to an investor. Going through the middleman will cost you an extra 5 to 10%, but with Trustswap, you only need to pay 1% or about $1,000. That's a huge amount of savings over time on fees. So what are some other ways you can use Trustswap? Trustswap allows an escrow model to be implemented with Smart Lock. This means you can load up a contract with any Ethereum-based token and set automatic payouts for specific times. If you have a company running on cryptocurrency, employees or contractors can be paid automatically every 2 weeks. If you like paying your bills on time, you can use Trustswap's Smart Subscription. Pay your bills or all of those stream services you're subscribing to easily. It can even be for future dates, like sending a loved one a gift for their birthday. Or, if you're like me, instead of sending yourself those sad birthday cupcakes every year, send yourself tokens instead. If you acquire swap tokens, you can also utilize them in the following 3 ways. You get a 50% discount on all Trustswap services, so if you have a $100,000 Trustswap smart contract, instead of the regular 1%, you only pay 0.5% or just $500. You get dividends from staking, and you get a vote on how foundation funds are spent. The financial service industry is huge, about $26 trillion.
So it's similar to the Binance coin you guys can see, but that's how it would take off. Just for example, like Binance was like 50 cents, and now it's like 48 bucks. And it's probably going to keep going up from here because people use it as a utility token. Anyways, guys, that's Trustswap in a nutshell. Hope you guys like the video. Let's go ahead and leave you guys with a wisdom one-liner. If you dislike the video, go ahead and smash that dislike button. But if you did enjoy what you watched, go ahead and smash that like button. We want to try to get at least 50 likes on this video. Let's go ahead and hit you guys with the wisdom one-liner. Proverbs chapter 26, verses 21. As charcoal to embers and as wood to fire, so is a quarrelsome person for kindling strife. Guys, don't be probing people. Don't be pushing buttons. Don't be doing things to cause someone to react. You guys know, like, say for example, you yell at someone, they aren't going to be like, oh, thanks, bro. No, they're going to be really mad. So guys, just go about it. Be patient with people. A lot of times I lose my patience, but the goal is to always be patient and treat each other with love. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and hit that bell notification. That way you guys can be ahead of the game every time we make a new video. If you guys are new to cryptocurrency, don't know where to get started, don't know what to invest in, well, participate in the triple threat. The first thing, set up a Celsius account. This is for your savings. This is where you're going to store your cryptocurrency, and you can earn interest. It can be up to 5%, 6%, 10%, and they even have some as high as 17%. Here's a referral link. Use this referral link in order to get 20 bucks in free Bitcoin. Part 2 of the triple threat is to get a crypto.com. Crypto.com account is one of the best places, especially for a beginner, to buy cryptocurrencies, or smaller altcoins. So now you have a savings account. Now you need to get a cryptocurrency wallet that allows you to buy those smaller altcoins like your Engine coin, your Raven coin, just like smaller alts, so you guys can participate in those big plays. My referral code is down here. If you use this, you'll get 25 bucks free. And the next one is Voyager. Voyager is awesome. There's a list of different cryptocurrencies you can use. What I like about Voyager in particular is you can actually make your next level up in buying cryptocurrencies. You can actually buy Bitcoin with a limit order. So you just hit buy Bitcoin, hit limit, and you type in how much you want. Boom, you're off to the races. So you don't have to watch it and make sure it's a good buy-in. Here's a referral code you guys can use to get some free cryptocurrency. This will allow you to get $25 for free. Can't beat free. And then obviously this is just a fun one, so you can get free cryptocurrency, is going on Lolly. You get a daily stack. All you do is you tap the treasure chest and you get free sats. And it's literally free. One of the days I literally got 20 bucks in free Bitcoin. Look, 101,000 sats. Pretty cool.